Welcome, Gemini. We have now the waning moon in your sign today and tomorrow. And we have the sun in Libra, right? Justice card. So I'm just going to go quickly into the Justice card so that you just one more time see all the other cards, because it shifts and it changes, right? Right now, you see this month the sun in Libra, and the next reading we have the sun in Scorpio, right? So you can also see all the other cards that have a very important connection to all of us, right? We're all interconnected here up there in this very big story that we are looking at here, and we are affected by it. Gemini, you are an air sign. The quality of the day is light. You like more, and those days when you are, when the moon is in your sign, then we like more like fats. And you are the flower. You are connected to the flowers, right? You are shoulders, arms, and hands, right? So it's very interesting to understand that you can touch someone, right? And also the Libra card, very much she holds these two elements of sword, the clear thought, and actually the balance. And the balance she holds in her left hand, because in our left, in our intuitive, we can make adjustments, we can move the scale. Here on our right side, we're connected to that higher consciousness, right, that we want to access through meditation. The card that I painted for the Justice card is looking like this. They're a little warped from painting, right? So what you see here is quite a story, right? For the sun, for Libra, for justice. And the world is not just, right? We don't have a just nature. It hits where it hits. And the word justice is man-made. And the word justice, as we would like to look at it from a bigger perspective, is that exactness, is that preciseness, is that connected to the centeredness that nature is giving us day and night, and very precise, right? We have full and new moon, we have the sun, we have the rotation of the earth towards the sun, the rotation and the moon towards the sun, and then of course all the other zodiac signs that are spinning around the sun in this very beautiful dynamic. Now, when we think of being just, it's about the fact that we feel when we are out of balance. We feel when we have not been precise. No one is judging us, right? Only people who are not understanding the duality, the unity of duality, is what is enlightenment, is that God connection, right? They judge the full moon, they judge the new moon. How can you? They judge the female or the male, right? We cannot. We're not allowed to judge no one. The only thing we can really do is live by example. And when we live by example, as we can see here, the sword hits the third eye. Here comes the spark. She is the great female. She's the great harlequin. She's the woman to the fool. And this color here, as you can see, is pink, not because she's a woman. And of course, the female symbol of femininity, it's actually one of the oldest color we find on Earth. And I wrote it down, right? The Earth was formed 4.6 billion years ago, and 1 billion years ago they found, not that they found it in 1.1 billion years ago, they found now molecular fossils that are 1.1 billion years old, and the cyanobacteria, which was actually the beginning of the first food chain, right? That's why take blue-green algae, right? Because the color pink is the first color ever appeared on Earth. So pink, I choose that as that nature. Nature has the pinkness. The two great pillars are now gray. The only time that they're black and white are with the High Priestess. Then we have the black and white horse with the Chariot, but the High Priestess definitely has these two, Joachim and Boaz, right? The meaning of we understand duality. We understand these two opposite energies, right? These are from the temple of the first temple in Jerusalem. This Kabbalistic understanding here of she is now here on the symbol of Libra, and the symbol itself is suspended on her fingertips. So the more you, with your hands, right, come into your center, come to your heart, you are balancing yourself out, you are suspending yourself. All of this is suspended only on her fingertips, and the fingertips are coming from the heart, or the fingers or the hands, right? They directly come from her heart, and she's holding herself extended here in midair, and we humans are down here living our material everyday little life. Meanwhile, there's a big justice happening in the sky. So also this could be planets, this could be Venus, right? And the universe in the back. And of course the lightning that comes down to us is that God energy, is that higher consciousness that is giving us an awareness of this powerful energy, right? This natural phenomena called justice, right? Sometimes you could also call it preciseness, right? Here's one of the oldest pictures, so you can have a look. It's the Hermetic Tarot. It's from the Golden Dawn, right? It's the Secret Order of the Golden Dawn. And here we can see the yin and the yang symbol, right? We can see the female symbol in one of the scale. And then here we see the Hebrew letter Zain, the sword, Zain. Again, the sword of consciousness, the thought, that one powerful thought, that one centeredness, though we need always two to create the two. Now, you are here, the Lovers, the number 6 card, and the number 6 card is a holy number, right? In the Tantric Wheel of Life, we look at the 6th card as that union, that sacred marriage, that hexagram, right? A hexagram is where 6 triangles, but 2 interconnecting, but 6 triangles, 6 points, and 6 sides, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 666. The word six comes from Latin and is spoken sex. And then in Egypt we have the word sexen, which means embracing or copulating. Now, here we have the story of creation. He's the conscious, she's the subconscious, and the angel is the higher consciousness, right? And of course, the sun is God, is that divine union, or is that divine energy that we like to call many names, right? And in this creation, we can see she has the snake, the kundalini, because that sexual energy, right, rising through our body is like what makes the next generation. The union of these two, the coming together of fire and water, right? Here I painted the constellation of Gemini in the sky above these two people in the most difficult yoga pose ever. And the yoga pose is the pigeon, king pigeon, and it's very intense. You got to be so open to be able to grab the toe in the back, and it's ripping you open from the chest, it's ripping you open from all parts, right? The whole front, and it is something you reaching back into the past, but you open up to the future. So back bends are always about opening up to the future, but you need to go back into the past, right? Very, very intense. And when we find this union within ourselves, right? First and foremost, always between you and you, the male you and the female you. Then you are able to have a relationship. Then you're able to say, yeah, I want to be together with you. I even want to be married. Because this is the marriage card, right? In a way, once you have unified this, and as you can see, this is like a very holy number, 666, and still the church was able to make out of it the beast. And the beast is that inner sexual connection. I painted it also like this, with more the symbol of the two, and again that little dot to the color and the dot to the blue, right? It's a little more Christmassy, right? I made it green because when we look at the Hermetic card, it's the story is quite interesting. It's Perseus rescuing Andromeda, which was supposed to be, she was chained to this rock here, and she was supposed to be sacrificed to this sea serpent, right? And we know serpents is the kundalini, is the sexual energy, and a sea serpent is the deep ocean, is this mare, the woman, the big woman, right? So here he comes in, he rescues her and helped her to liberate herself. And what is the true liberation in this world? It's the opening of a female opening of connecting to her sexuality, connecting to her deepest inner womb, where then lingam and yoni are uniting to create the next generation, to create here the next consciousness. And even God, as they say, he needs almost, he needs these two. He needs this interaction. That's how he can be in contact with reality. Otherwise, reality is for God something that he cannot ever experience, right? He experienced through this intercourse that now another generation is going to be born, another little energy, right, experiencing the material world. So we do need this counterpart. Every man needs the counterpart, every woman needs the counterpart, right? And so here we know that when we look at this interaction, it's all about sexuality. And again, it's this enlightenment of liberation. It's the hermetic marriage, right? And again, Christianity put to the number 6 the word sin. Why? Very clear, right? And the original sin is sexuality. The original sin is, of course, even in the Bible, then she is seducing Adam with the Kundalini, with her openness, with that womb that he wants to penetrate, right? He wants to get in. He saves her. He uses his sword. What is the sword? Is the lingam. He cuts her free. He liberates her, because then he creates the next generation. For me, God is the next generation, is that child. Look into the eyes of a baby and you see God, right? It's very clear that there is something beyond, right? When we, of course, think then that there is a continuation to the Sagittarius, right? Where only the angel is left. We understand that then we have created the next generation. We have created the next level of consciousness. So please let me know which color you like better, right? I'm still playing around with these cards. You know, it looks a little Christmassy, this one here, right? But nevertheless, let me know which one you like better, which color you like better. Okay, so let's start with your reading. I'm gonna have a little, I have like a turmeric latte. And I created always like a little cinnamon and a little ginger powder and turmeric with coconut oil and a little honey. That's my, and oat milk. Use oat milk because any almond or any nut milk, it's the production to make it not really sustainable for our planet. Oats, the horse, right? Remember ashwagandha. By the way, I have found a very good product, ashwagandha, 200. It's a really good deal here in Switzerland, right? I found it. Taking everyday one. It's helping me to adapt. It's an adaptogen and to adapt to the craziness out there, right? Even though it's not really bothering me, right? It's that big shift is that, hey, we cannot be out of balance like the way we have been anymore, right? The age of Pisces is ending. The age of Pisces that was brought by the church, by the rabbi, which is the age of Aries. Before that was the age of Taurus. And why do the Hindus worship the cow. The cow is holy because that's when the religion was formed. Then came the next biggest religion, which is Aries. They use the horn, they use everything, what the lamb, even the female and the male. And right, it's always very interesting how the male of the animals is always the one that's leading, and the female is the one that we worship. Why do we worship it? Because that's where we create. She's the womb, she's the dark, she is the new moon, she is when we plant a new seed. And then he is the light, right? He is that bright awareness. He is the light where the enlightenment or the light is coming in. And that's why most of the time we think of the male as that best priest, rabbi, lama, right? And now we're starting to realize no more, right? It's the age of Aquarius, and the age of Aquarius is really knocking on the door. Started with 2020, very clear, the coronavirus. Corona, the crown, we're letting go of the crown. Now this is the Hierophant, the high priest, and I painted him bowing down in a forward bend, right? Also again in front of this circle, which is creating this cross. This is the old way we did the cross, the black, a little bit wider, right? Also like almost like the rays of the sun. And here is the symbol of the 3 stages of consciousness, the keys to get into the number 5, the 5th dimension, right? We have 4 dimension, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? We have 2 lines, but creating 4 meaning stability. Then we have the school of Bhakti and the school of Rajas, which is desire, right? So it's, again, these, for me, these priests bow down, finish. No more of your blah, 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 and I'm enlightened, and I'm sitting on my throne, and I can do whatever. No, bow down and show us what else you can do than just being up there and collecting all the money. Collecting so much money that you wonder why you're not giving it to the poor. What are you doing? Well, you need to like be so rich. The Jewish tradition as well, right? It's the old, these are the 2 oldest traditions. So let's go into your reading. Now here, 4 of Swords is Mercury, and it's an order to be restored. 4, right? Again, the number 4 is the 4 elements, and the 4 of Swords is the Lord of Rest. And here the original card, lying down before you go back into this intense battle. And it's back then, they were the knights going out and fighting for the king, right? And they went to go being blessed, and they want to recover, and they want to go within. They want to understand when they go within, they are protecting themselves from whatever happens after. I'm just gonna look underneath. Wow, very interesting. So you had the 8, and you went from a big dramatic and a choice, right? Yeah, you had a big dramatic moment, and you said, okay, no more. You said, I want to meditate. I want to go within. I want to connect to my true core, which is the heart, right? And so this is Jupiter in Libra, and we are in Libra season right now, and Jupiter is abundance, is also generosity, is all miracles and hope. And Libra is this, right, awareness of being conscious, going within. So this is your card overlooking all the other 9. You got actually more coming out, so it's going to be a little bit of a longer reading. So here you are having an Aquarian, right? Look in the description box below, Aquarius. You have a personality helping you to go and letting go of the age of Pisces, allowing yourself to say, yeah, I meditated. He's looking back into this position. He's looking back and seeing, I am strong when I know how I manifest, how I connect to a higher consciousness, when I go up and are alone, like the birds flying up in the sky. And here he can watch what's happening in the age of Pisces, full moon, right? And imagine with the Empress a new world being born. So you really have clearly said to yourself, okay, no more, no más. You understand something is shifting profoundly. You letting go, you allow to go deep into your subconscious, because it's clear that when you look at her, when you look deep within in the womb, in your own inner being is all dark, is her, is your female, is your subconscious, is this diving down into the subconscious, which is what she's doing in the age of Pisces. We were part of a pack. The age of Pisces is all about being in the pack, so we were safe. That's no more. We want to be independent. We want to be alone. We want to be up here where Aquarius is, the star, all alone up there in the sky. And the more you looking into your subconscious, you understand how programmed you are, and you start liberating yourself into your higher consciousness. And when you do that, you understand that you're part of the Empress, and the Empress is giving birth. Look at her, how lush, how clear, how sensual, how sexual. And again, as you can see, here are all those fish, right? The ocean. She's just wearing it as a cape. She's not needing it anymore. She doesn't need to be inside anymore. She's just like, yeah, use it as a cape. You know, it's like a fashion statement or something. It's pretty cool, right? The way she drew these cards. Now, the next row is, as we would look at the setting, the present moment, right? This is, and I don't see it like that. I don't see it. This is the past, this is the present, and this is the future. For me, there's only now, right? There is no past. Can you go into the past right now? I mean, physically, not like mentally go to a moment. No. So it means also that you cannot go into the future, right? So this experience here is all there is. There's no there. And so when we imagine over there something very terrible happening, it's not. Here is all there is, right? And so when you look at this next row, you start understanding that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again, the number 6 you the 6, you have 6 major arcanas. And it lets me know something very, very profound, is that you have realized something, right? This is the Hierophant. This is you started to bow down. You started to understand, okay, the ladder goes up, but actually I need to bow down. I need to let go. I need to forward bend. And then the light is coming to me, right? Then here, Capricorn. This is Taurus. Capricorn, the devil. And for me, the devil is Pan. For me, the beast, number of the beast, 666, it's not the negative that the church made it. The church made it negative because it didn't want you to have fun having sexual intercourse, right? And I'm gonna show you the old card, and I show you why this is actually connected to you, right? You're liberating yourself, because after that comes the 10 of swords, and the 10 of swords is the sun in Gemini. And the sun in Gemini means the sun is rising again. The sun is coming. The days are getting longer and longer, and all this worrying is leaving you, right? And interesting enough, here the hand position of this person is the same hand position of this. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you the hand position. Nope, it's here in this deck. And I'm getting out the devil. Then you understand what is happening here. So as you can see, the Pope, and he has the 3 stages in his crown, and he has 1, 2, 3 up here, right? And of course I painted this stuff that he holds up here, where when we bow down, we can overcome these 3 levels, these 3 stages. But I just get an idea that I'm going to paint that differently. Yeah, I'm going to paint that differently. See, this is why I do these videos, because if I just sit here and I'm like looking at the cards, and I cannot talk to myself, right? I'm not the type. So I'm using this platform to actually understand myself, these cards, right? How intricate they are. I mean, it's unbelievable. Okay, so these 3 stages, right? This crown he holds, and here you see the climbing also up to this stage. These 1, 2, 3. Here's 1, 2, 3. Here is many steps, right? If we don't even want to count them, right? But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, maybe 22. 22 cards of major arcana. Here in your meditation, right? You clearly understand something. You clearly have come from that place, and here you are becoming now a keeper of this empowered consciousness, because the real rabbi or the guru is within all of us. The Messiah they're waiting for. What are they waiting for? It's right here in each of them. In every human being is the Messiah that they're waiting for. But look, who created the devil? Christianity created the devil, and the devil is not the devil. The devil for me is Pan. Panic, pandemic, pantheism. And look who's here. Look at them. they're back, chained just to this dimension, chained to the lower dimension, to this first dimension, right? There's 3, there's 4, 5, 6, however many. Each religion says something else. It's okay. They're all valid. But there is something for you to know. Here they stand in front of the snake. She stands in front of the tree with the snake with the fruits. He stands in front of the tree with the desire, with the sexual energy. Here they have grown a tail. Here they have become attached to the desire, attached to the fruit, and they're chained to this dimension. The wings of the angel has become here the wings of the bat, right? The bat is at night flying through the sky, right? And then here the horns is that spiral up into the sky as that consciousness, because he also has his third eye, and his head is the constellation. He has a point here and a light here and a light here, and his constellation looks in the sky like his head, right? It's not that he's the devil. He's just chaining you to this life and making you just dependent on the things where before here you were free. You were able to choose to say, yeah, let's get together, right? Here it's almost like you cannot see anything else than just being and bound and negativity, right? It's not that it's like a state that we pick. It's the church that created this stage. Because Pan, for me, I started a new card, right? I have an old one, but I don't like it so much. So I'm starting a new card. And Pan for me is in this checkboard, dancing, right? Dancing here in the gray and the green, which is the lush, these forests, right? So I think I'm gonna make different forests, different grass, different, you know, and I'm still working on it. I'm not finished with this card, but the devil, this is the absence of light. That's all there is, because it's the darkest month there is, right? It's the darkest month. So the devil dances like the dancer pose, like Pan, the Greek god Pan. He dances, he's enjoying himself, he's frolicking, he's having sex. Because why we have sex? Because we need the next generation. The church didn't like that, right? Having too much fun, no good. So here you freed yourself from this, and it's the sun in Gemini, and you coming back to awareness of liberating yourself, freeing yourself, because this is the golden dawn. This is already in the morning. You have understood something. The 10 of Swords is a new round, and you let go completely to start a new round, but now with more awareness, more consciousness. And then you are truly landing at yourself in a way. Here is the Hermit. The Hermit is the one that marries you in the way, right? The Hermetic marriage is actually giving you here with the Lovers. It's the Hermit, the Mercury. Mercury is stationed or at home in Virgo, in the month Virgo, and that's when you start to understand that it is going down, further down to the devil, right? The days are getting shorter, and shorter, and the nights are getting longer and longer. And it starts here in Virgo when we have the 21st of September, right? Day and night is equal. That's why he is equal, light and dark. He understands that when he goes within, when he is within himself, this is a Virgo, then here the next month in October, you have awakened to your own equilibrium, to your own understanding of what it means to be exact, what it means to be just. And justice is, again, not just. There's no justice in justice. It's just exact. And while it's so exact, we start noticing right away when we're off, even if it's just a little bit, right? And that's why on the tiptoes, why we're balancing, it's such a small little movement, and already I could fall over, particularly when we do certain positions like here, holding our balance on the toes, right? Holding our balance when we do a position that's really difficult to do. And then here you have, again, now in the month of Libra, you have realized the Justice card. And so now you're going into the Three of Wands, meaning you go where the sun is in Aries. And this is the card, right? You expecting the waves. You know the waves are coming. You're ready to ride and have fun, right? To have fun, because the sun in Aries, it's about giving birth to manifestation, right? Giving birth to what you have realized. These two spiritual practices, one where you are in a way almost become a spiritual teacher, but you're also holding within the light. The true spiritual teacher is not the one that's always preaching and telling others, yeah, you must do it my way. This has been like this. No, do it what feels right to you. That's the Virgo, right? That's the Virgo season. So here you come into the first real number of a triangle, right? Because the three, it's like, again, it's creating the three. 1, 2, 3. The 3 is established self-respect, and in a way this is the magician standing here and expecting, but the 3 is truly connected to the high priestess. The 3 is surfing, enjoying, loving it. Go for it, right? Then you have 2 more cards, and in those 2 more cards you have Leo. And Leo is creative, right? Is an entrepreneur that has its own business. He's not working for no one. He works for himself. And look what's happening here. He's making a lot of money because that's Mercury in Virgo. This is the tree of life. This is the connection. Again, a man and a woman and the child. Guess what? A man, a woman, and the child. It is you who understood that everything needs duality to create the next creative endeavor, the next creative financial freedom also, right, of the material world. This is a lot of money. So much money that you actually have to give it back, right? You who made money of millions of people, if each person gives you $1, you a billionaire. I mean, simple as that. So even if someone just gives you $1, right, or €1, or 1 yen, it doesn't matter, all currencies, one, right? Then you have to give back a percentage of that one back to the community so that the people can give you again. And most people don't understand that when they have that amount of money that you need to give back so that they can give it back to you again. And hence a cycle has been closed. I'm going just to look at one card because all the other ones are clear, right? There's nothing really. It's this one, right? I just want to know, and in a way I know what it is, right? There is the I, the ego, there is a side in you that sometimes gets attached and doesn't see that it's just part of life, right? That there is this dark force, that's the woman, that's the feminine. And you don't have to, you know, get attached to it. Don't get attached, neither male or female, right? Stay connected to yourself. Okay, so I got one card that came out, and I'm gonna see at the bottom. A Pisces, messenger of water. Look how cute. The seahorse, one of the most beautiful animals. He, the male, is giving birth to the babies. And it's time that we change our outlook of the devil, right? Being a negative force. No, it's just we chain our own selves to this lifestyle, to this dimension, to what I see is not all there is, right? You remember the hand position, right? Right? This is a hand position. What we see is not all there is, right? 2 down to the lower consciousness, high to the higher consciousness. And then, of course, this one is always the Trinity, the 3 connected. 2 below, 2 up, and higher consciousness making the next generation. So the devil, right? This force is actually just giving us an awareness of this womb that we need, though we sometimes get attached. Now you have underneath, one more time, the Hierophant, the Hierophant tricks. And here we want to change, right? You want to change your attachment to the physical world, right? Which you have understood, right? Hierophant. And in a way, this is the Hierophant tricks, the female that is celebrating, that is marrying people. So this also can mean marriage, right? Marriage to Pisces, because again you have Pisces, the court card, you have Pisces, the major arcana, you have a Taurus, and of course again a Taurus, you have a Virgo, and you have a Libra, you have an Aquarius court card, and you have a Leo, right? Now just remember, he goes deep into the subconscious, he goes deep into the female, into the womb, and this is what you have to do. Go deep down to understand what is still your attachment to this physical world. Don't allow yourself to be attached. Shift the male frequency. If you're female, then everything fine. But if you're male, change your frequency and imagine that you could give birth to the babies. That's the message. And here I give shout to my nephews in a way. One lives in Berlin, he's a beatboxer, he's really good. And the other one lives here in Constance, and he's a DJ, and he's a Leo, right? And the financial situation. So I think that you both should put your energy together and create music. You will make a lot of money. Entrepreneurial, new way of creating music. Do your own style, do your own thing, work on it together, right? For anybody else, whatever creative idea you have, work with the Leo. They're very creative, right? Allow and passionate, right? Allow this energy to, right, inspire you, to make you go and have fun in this world. Awesome. Good. Thank you for watching, my dear Gemini. Love you so much. See you again in November. Namaste.